Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Saturday, August 31st. Last day of August. We're dancing on the podcast today. Look who's dipping. My friend Katie. Yes, Katie. For some reason, she wants to be on my lap today. It could be because we're playing Not Rock in the Room for her. She hates that. Don't you hate that? Daddy will put the baby to bed down. Right, honey? You. Listen. Red-eyed girl. Van Morrison's birthday today. I'm not a fan. I don't like Van Morrison, but this is a good song. I like this song. Van Morrison turns 79 years old tonight. Happy birthday, Van Morrison. I'm sorry that I insulted you by saying I'm not a fan, but I'm not. And guess who else's birthday is today? Great Richard Gere. 75 to Richard Gere. You know, I liked An Officer and a Gentleman. That was a good movie. Primal Fear. American Gigolo. Na 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 na. You know what? If you ever want to write a song and make a lot of money, make sure you write a lot of la la's and da da's. La la da, because that always gets people to sing along, and you make a lot of money and become famous. There's another creature that walks in the door. That's our Coco. Look how big he is, huh? He's like the little chamberlain of beers. You never know what's gonna come in this year. Yeah. Just you never know. That's what makes it fun. Right, Katie girl? Why do you look so depressed? Because I'm on this stupid show. I know you're on the stupid show. Alexa, stop that shit. All right, listen. Stop it. Alexa, stop. And listen to this. Huh? What the hell is it? Who comes? All right, anyway. Coco news. There he is. Hey, buddy, come on in. Say hello to the people. Coco. There you go. Hello, go. Snaps. We need snaps. If you watch me, all like 370 some shows that I've done, you'll know that a big part of this podcast is snaps. Snaps. And I mean, this goes way back to when Bud was on the podcast. Here you go. Good one. Of course, Bud would sit in that open spot right there, and I would feed him snacks all the time. But he deserved it because Bud did everything on the show. He was the producer, the director, the writer. He did my hair, he did the makeup. Bud was just, these guys are just here looking cute. Ready for it? Snack, buddy, snack. I try things sometimes too. They're not bad, you need a little bunch of balls, there you go. But I can't eat this dog food starting next week. I told you I'm on the diet. I'm starting the diet next week. And I have to really be very, very diligent. No dog food. No pizza. No, nothing like that, right? Yes, snacks. Would you like some? That's the anyway. So what are we going to talk about today? Huh? Well, how about those films? Lose It Again last night. They're just not consistent, I mean, they're just not. That's what concerns me going into the playoffs with this team. Will they shut down again? Will the offense shut down like it did last year in the Arizona series? Who knows, right? But so right now they're 1-1 with Atlanta. Big series. Atlanta's back to 5 games behind the Phillies in the division. And really, all the Phillies need to do, worse that, is win one of the next two. They split the series, and Atlanta leaves town not gaining any ground, and they have four less games to catch up. So there you go. Phillies have Zach Wheeler going tonight. That's a good sign. He always pitches well against Atlanta. Here you go. Good. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And Aaron Nola tomorrow. Who knows what we're going to get from him, right? Now, what's going to happen is this. If the boys don't play well tonight, since I'm going down there tomorrow night, I'm going to have to kick some ass. I'm going to, before the game, I hate to do it, but before the game starts, I'm going to have to go down to the locker room and kick some ass. Wheelchair or not, I don't care. Because I'm going to give it to these guys. Right, honey? Do you want to go with me to the game? Yeah. Because they're just not playing right. If they play well today, they save themselves an ass whooping. Right, right. Yeah. So let's see what they do to that. Yeah. But they got, they got to get a little more consistent. That's this on and off again stuff. That's not going to cut it. You go into the playoffs, right? Well, I'm looking forward to the Eagles. Eagles are starting Friday in Brazil. What a shitty place to play football, huh? Right? Oh, sorry for my language. The NFL, that's all for money, right? It's all for money. I mean, in the part of Brazil where they're going to be playing, they're having wildfires and the crime is rampant down there. And so, why not play a football game, right? What the hell? The players can't go out. They've been warned not to go out. Don't carry your phone. Don't carry any expensive watches. Buy could go buy. And, it's just not good. And the other thing is, it cost us a home game. That Green Bay game was supposed to be played in Philadelphia, which is a big game because we all know we think the Eagles and the Packers are going to be really good this year. So they may be jostling for supremacy in the NFC. And whoever wins this game Friday will have the tiebreaker in playoffs. So it is a big game, start the year off. I mean, I like the Eagles. Why is telling you something? They were 1.5, it's up to 3 already. And the Eagles usually get off to a good start every season. So I'm hoping the Eagles get off to another good start, but we'll see. We'll talk more about that next week too. I'm going to give you my football predictions for every division. Right? Yeah. I'm going to tell you who plays in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Did I get it right last year? I don't know. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. How am I supposed to tell you that? Anyway, right, honey? Do you want to hear a story? Hey, she wants to hear a story. All right. So I was telling you yesterday about this. The big thing about Labor Day. I remember when I was growing up. I remember the Jerry Lewis telethon. You remember Jerry Lewis? And he would have the telethon on Labor Day weekend. It was a big part of Labor Day. Now he raised a lot of money for kids with muscular dystrophy, which was cool. And Jerry would have different acts on all night long. He'd stay up all night. He'd look like hell in the morning, but he's a good guy to do this. Well, I remember the best, probably the most memorable telethon was 1976. It was the bicentennial year, September. And Frank Sinatra, old Blue Eyes himself, appeared on the show. They sang some songs, doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo and stuff. And what he doesn't do is Jerry didn't know about this. Jerry was Jerry, lady, lady, lady. But he didn't know that Frank Sinatra had arranged a meeting for Dean Martin to appear on the show and surprise Jerry Lewis. Now, here's the thing. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis had not talked to each other in 20 years. And it's way before my time. But the comedy team, Martin and Lewis, they were very popular in the 50s. And that's how they both came to fame. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis together. They made, can you believe it? They were together 10 years and they made 16 movies together. 16 movies. That's unbelievable. That's over a movie, something like a movie and a half a year, you know? I don't have to make a half a movie, but you know. But so they were really popular. And but then they had a falling out. You know, then they had big egos, and you know how stars are. And they didn't talk to each other. 20 years. And so what happens is Frank Sinatra says, I'm going to put an end to this, doobie doobie doo. And he got Dean Martin to agree. Dean Martin, not from what I read, was a very easygoing guy. Jerry Lewis was he was kind of stubborn, had like a little mean streak in him, you know. But Dean Martin was very easygoing. He said, whatever, just give me a drink, whatever. So Frank Sinatra brings Dean Martin into the studio. Dean Martin hides in Ed McMahon's dressing room. Yeah, Ed McMahon was the announcer for the Jerry Lewis telethons. He was the second banana, like he was for Johnny Carson. So here you got Dean Martin hiding in Ed McMahon's dressing room because they wanted to surprise Jerry Lewis. Well, here you go. So Sinatra's singing, I did it my way. And all of a sudden, Dean Martin comes out from the side and walks in. And Jerry Lewis looks stunned. And you can actually hear it on camera. If you Google it or go to YouTube, which is my favorite channel, and see the reunion, Dean Martin, you'll see it, you'll hear it. And Jerry Lewis, everybody's screaming and clapping. When Dean Martin comes out, you can hear, you see Jerry Lewis is saying USOB to Frank Sinatra. Now, number one, you don't say that to Sinatra. Sinatra can take you out right there and then. If he doesn't do it, he can get his boys to do it. Right, honey? Yeah, yeah. So Jerry Lewis was kind of lucky to be living right there. And so he's a USOB. And then they come and they hug and kiss, you know, with Martin and Lewis. And Jerry says, so what you been doing? And, you know, things they make nice. And it kind of like healed the feud for a while. But guess what? This was so deep embedded with these guys. They didn't actually really reconcile until 9 years later when Dean Martin's son tragically died in a plane crash. Then Jerry Lewis said, you know what? That's enough of this. Life is too short. We're going to get together. What they do. What they do. But it just goes to prove the point, right? You don't talk to somebody for 20 years. What the hell? Life is too short. Get over it. Wake up. Get over it. Okay. So that's what these two icons did. So that was like the most memorable telethon ever, you know, ever. So anyway, I kind of missed the Jerry Lewis telethon over Labor Day. It was a big part of what Labor Day was all about when I was growing up, and probably when you were too. What else is going to? Yeah, well, you know, tomorrow I won't be on. It's Sunday. Even God rested on Sunday, so it's September the 1st. And Monday's a holiday, Labor Day. You're not going to want to watch me or listen to me anymore. So I'll be back on Tuesday. And of course, we'll do our thing on Tuesday. But until then, September the 1st is, I said yesterday, 1 year since the great Jimmy Buffett died. And as I said yesterday, I was never a Buffett fan. Of course, I knew of him, but I was just never a parrothead thing, It took his dying until I became a fan. Because after he died, I was reading more about him. I started listening to his music, and I said, this guy was good. This guy was good. Whatever you think of his parrothead stuff and the island stuff and the keys, and that was all good. But he was a great singer songwriter too. I want you to picture this for me, okay? Go back to 1970 in your mind, Don't use drums, just go like. And what were you doing in 1970? Think about that. What were you doing in 1970? Let's say the summer of 1970. What were you doing? Oh, I know what I was doing. I was doing 14, 99. Yeah. Struggled to get through grade school. The reason I bring this up is because picture this. What a farm in Reading, Pennsylvania. And all these great musicians get together and do something. This is a true story, man. Jim Croce, big Jim Croce. Don't mess around with Jim. Dad, me word now. I gotta do it. Time in the bottom. What a great, great song musician. That's just 1, 2, 3. Don't even know. Down in the playgrounds. And we saw them. He would get together with his songwriting friends, and they would have a big to do at the Croce restaurants. Maybe drink a little, maybe have a little fun, hey, at summertime. But if you stop at the Jim Croce house in the summer of 1970, chances are you were going to run into Jimmy Buffett. They were friends because Jimmy Buffett and Jim Croce originally were on the same record label. And the record label was really going to promote Croce because Croce was a little more developed with his music. And again, we're talking late 60s. And Jimmy Buffett was on the label too, and they were friends. They would hang out with each other. And after Croce died, the record label went to Buffett and said, okay, you're up. You're next. And so you think about Jimmy Buffett, that's the career, or close to it, that Jim Croce would have had if he would have lived. Maybe not the margarita, keys, beach kind of thing that Jimmy Buffett was a genius, brilliant enough to hit on. But the same sort of singer-songwriter stuff. Now, if you stopped at the Croce farm in 1970, chances are you would run into Don McLean too. Don McLean, American Pie. Miss American Pie. Joe my to the road. Still a great, great, great singer, songwriter. He would be at the Croce farm too, because Jim Croce and Don McLean went to Villanova again. And they were in the same class. They were in the same English and literature class together. So that's only some of the singer-songwriters. James Taylor, who was just starting back then. Amazing how many of these great singer-songwriters were just evolving around 1970. James Taylor would be at the Jim Croce from Gordon Lightfoot, Canadian. He might be there. All these great artists who were just pretty much unknowns back then, just starting out. They knew each other. And it was like a networking thing. And they would get together and they would talk and they would play music. Can you imagine that? All these singer-songwriters together and they're all playing music. It's just like a dream come true, you know? It's it just incredible. Just incredible. So I'm thinking of Jimmy Buffett. It's 1 year since he passed away. And it's the guy. As I said yesterday, one of the regrets I have is never seeing Jimmy Buffett in concert. But sometime down the road, I hope his band, the Coral Reefer Band, comes around here and I'll get to see them. So that'd be pretty cool. What else do we have to talk about here? Oh, yeah. So here's the thing. Friend of mine, talking to a friend of mine the other day, she asked me, coming from the Phillies game, did you ever see the Phillies locker room? I said, yes. Yes, we were there for a Christmas tree lighting ceremony a couple of years ago. Got to meet Reese Hoskins and took us on a tour of the locker room, right? So we're down there, and I said, yeah, the nice lockers, walnut, right? Really nice, plush, lush carpet. And Fred says, oh, yeah, it's got the big P in the middle, the big P. I said, oh, Lenny Dykstra back in town? But Lenny Dykstra, get it? P, the big P. Anyway, just, you know what? You know what else made me smile this week? I heard that Chris Christie, that former governor of New Jersey, is going to teach a course this semester at Yale. Yale. And that's what the course is going to be about. How to run a political campaign. Chris Christie, I'm just thinking, with all the success Chris Christie has had in running political campaigns, every student that signs up for that class automatically gets an F. Anyway, I don't know. I guess it would be interesting, right? Chris Christie doing the political campaign thing, you know. I'm staying away from politics. Like I said, unless somebody says or does something really stupid, then I'll comment. Otherwise, no. Last thing I wanted to talk about is, well, you know, the Eagles are going down to Brazil and they're playing a game Friday against the Packers. There's a big thing about the colors, what uniforms do they wear? Because apparently the team that plays down in this stadium down in Brazil, they have a very hated rivalry with another team, and the other team wears green. So no team is allowed to wear green in that friggin' stadium. Nobody. So what does the NFL do in their infinite wisdom? They schedule two teams who have green in their colors. Duh. So the Packers, it's decided Packers are the away team. Packers are the way they're green. So maybe it's bad luck then. Maybe all the bad stuff is going to come on the Packers because they're the ones wearing green. The Eagles are wearing a black and white combination. Black helmets, black pants, white shirts, white jerseys. But instead of having green lettering, green numbers, yes, I know. Black and white, brand new jerseys just to go for this one. Yes. Dark green for Eagles. So there you go. Huh? I just think it's so stupid. I know what they're doing it for. It's for money. It's to spread NFL football around the world. But to have a game down there with all the problems that they're having, it's just stupid. A lot of the players, like AJ Brown has said, he's not even going to leave his hotel room. He said, I'm going down there to play football, and then I'm getting the hell out of there. I'm coming back home. You know? And it's just I don't know. Yeah, the NFL. Come on, NFL. So, I mean, I'm just happy that We're gonna have that. What the hell is going on in there? I'm gonna have, I'm gonna be happy that NFL football is back. Huh? All the pregame shows, all the stuff, and don't forget now. Next Thursday it actually starts. Kansas City plays, and then you've got the Monday Night Football is the Kelsey, Jason Kelsey's back, right? So he's going to be commenting post game and pre-game on ESPN. So that'll be a lot of fun too. So as much as I love baseball, and I love baseball, uh, I'm really happy that the NFL is back. Uh, it's it's just different, The NFL is so big in this country and around the world. It's every week, each game is an event. It's not a game. It's not a game, Allen Iverson. It's not a game. Practice. We're talking practice. Practice. We're talking practice. Um. Anyway, it's not a game. It's an event. People have parties, tailgate. You can tailgate for baseball, but it's not the same. It's not the same, man. In football, you're tailgate, right? Then you have parties at home. Yeah, you get the hoagies and the pizza and the lunch meat, and you're there scarfing it down. And then, I mean, football, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up, and you got football, right? You got football at Christmas, which is not so good, I gotta say, because it takes away from the holiday. I like Christmas just being Christmas. Christmas should be by itself. With the kids and the family, you open the presents, you go to church. That's Christmas. And then football. And then what the hell? I'm diverting here. I'm just way out there, kid. Um, Christmas is on Wednesday this year. Did you know that? That's a pain in the ass too. I mean, I know there's nothing you can do about it, but Christmas, it always is a pain when it's on Wednesday. You want it to be like at the end of the week, so you have a long weekend, and New Year's too. Oh, she's sleeping in my arms, baby. Um, so, but I'm way ahead of myself. All right. I guess that's it. Well, we're gonna have some more snacks. I'm gonna have snacks too because you know what's happening next week. I'm gonna be on the diet. I feel a little punchy these days, and I gotta like lose some weight. So no more dog food, no more snacks. I'm really buckling down. I'm gonna really be very, very diligent starting next week. For the weekend, I'm going to shove as much junk into my face as I could. I'm just saying. And tomorrow I go to the baseball game. Right there, you're going to have a hot dog right there. Maybe a pretzel right there. Maybe ice cream. I don't know. We'll see. And, you know, have fun while we can. Right, honey? All right, well, say goodbye to everybody. Katie has graced us with her presence today, and it's always a special episode. And Coco, too. Hi, guest star Coco. How are you, big guy? Hello, buddy. Whenever the dogs give me the grace of appearing on the show, it's a big deal. I always get bigger viewership when the dogs appear. What does that say about me? Okay. Yeah, she's smiling. Okay, I'm going to go with these cuties and give them more snacks. And everybody have a great weekend. Have a great holiday. And peace and love to everybody. Can you put your little paw up there and with your two little toes there and the peace and love? Well, I guess you can't. But we'll be back Tuesday. And Tuesday, usually on Mondays, I do the weekend in review, which is fun. Talk about all the stupid shit that happened in the weekend. And our classic TV show of the week. Yes, you newcomers on Facebook don't know about this yet. Every week we do a classic TV show a week. I've done, oh God, I've done All in the Family, Bewitched, The Brady Bunch, Beverly Hillbillies, Lost in Space, Twilight Zone, and Welcome Back, Kotter. Cheers. We just did Cheers. I Dream of Jeannie. You name it. Usually I like to do the 60s shows, maybe the 70s. It brings back a lot of memories for us old geezers. And it also, for the people who have never seen these shows, it might encourage you to check them out, find them, stream them, go to YouTube and find them and check them out. It's some good TV back then. So we're going to do a new TV classic in a week, Tuesday, when we get back, okay? So, and a lot of other stuff next week. We're going to talk more football, with the Eagles season starting in the NFL. We're going to see how the diet is going, whether I'm still living or not. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon, okay? Peace and love. Say goodbye, Katie. Goodbye, Katie. What a smartness. Okay, see you later. Bye. And goodbye from Coco, wherever he is. Coco. I hope he's not somewhere in the house destroying stuff. So it's 9 months. I've learned 9-month-old puppies. What they do the best is destroy stuff. Destroy. They poop and they eat and they sleep. That's about it. And they look cute. See you later. Bye.